right.
if this hand's gonna. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Welcome everybody to the finals. Yeah, what were you saying about this hand? I don't think this one's gonna do it either.
It's not gonna do it. Like, you have the Aegis, but you don't have the sling. The Aegis also matters a lot less when Roshi has a grand total of 0 ways to remove the sling.
True. All right, Hailstorm on top for Pleasing Sky. I assume they're going to toss that back. I mean, it's pretty good against Desert Alchemist and Marius Mandrake, but seems like that's not really for this matchup. I didn't see. Did Pleasing Sky keep that on top? Did you catch that one?
No, I didn't.
We'll see if they draw it this turn. Unless it's the Thoughtseize bug. But, oh, there you go. Hailstorm on top. So Pleasing Sky did choose to keep the Hailstorm on top for this matchup. Roshi looking at pass and Desert Alchemist or just play out Marius Mandrake on their turn. A little bit of development for these players. Pleasing Sky, as you mentioned, is going to want to draw that sling as soon as possible. Zine and Val for Roshi, and let's see what they do here. Are you going to pass with Desert Alchemist, or are you going to spit out that Marius Mandrake as soon as possible?
I don't know. There's not a ton that can, like, I guess Torch matters. Perma doesn't. Torch and Ice Bolt, you probably run it out, I think.
All right,
but Roshi's deciding not to.
Yeah, Roshi deciding not to. They're going to go with the Desert Alchemist play. Pleasing Sky going to just play their power, pass it back. Just starting to develop here. That is one thing with the Sling decks, too, is if you go against a slower opponent, you happen to miss on Sling, you can also just play these big beaters when you get to that point. You know, that's not plan A, but if you get to the point where you just have to start warping Rosts or, you know, playing out Kennas, so be it. You're willing to do that. You have those top decks available to you. Nice sleeves here. Credit to Direwolf on their art direction. These are some sweet animated sleeves, as well as the playmat here. So well done. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that kind of Grenadin themed or whatever Bastion themed sleeve a lot.
Absolutely. All right, Pleasing Sky going to use Wisdom of the Elders end of turn. They're going to draw that Roast that we saw, as well as a Geminon, and then they're going to draw Hurler plus Snowball for the turn. So you have an option. You have a couple options here. You can Snowball the Alchemist if you care about that. Play out a Silex or a Seat. You can get out that Kenna, but yeah, they're going to play out the depleted power, and they're going to use the Snowball here. But Roshi's going to punish that with a Devour here.
The reason behind that, I think, is guaranteeing a turn 5/7 attack unit. We're getting, if you have 2 undepleted power, I think Kenna's the right play there, because Snowballing the Alchemist is whatever, but it's more, I'm going to play a 5-drop next turn, I guess I can Snowball that. You just slam a 5-drop here, though. Oh, they must just be thinking which one. That's fair. Again, not a lot of answers to Rost.
All right, here comes Marius Mandrake. Plus the ultimate, going to gain 2 and draw a card.
Is this going to grab turn to seed?
No, it's actually going to grab Furnace.
Furnace Maze.
Ooh, hey, you mentioned they have no way to deal with a sling. Well, now they do. I'll take your answer to sling. Thank you very much. All right, Siegebreaker.
But now they have no answer to Rost. That's the problem. Like,
true.
There's 2 things that are nigh impossible to deal with, and you get to answer one of them.
Here comes Ross. That's going to start doing a lot of damage here to Roshi. That's 7/7, and as you mentioned, not really some great answers there. Do the Ikaria. I mean, that can slow it down for a little bit. Actually, going to take out the Siegebreaker here. Let's see what Roshi can draw. So it has an Attune ability. Draw a relic of your choice from the deck. Going to draw an Hourglass off of that. So not a bad exchange. Take care of your unit. Draw an Hourglass. Ice Bolt the draw for Pleasing Sky.
So you can ice bolt. Well, I guess you don't really want to. You don't want to ice bolt Ikaria. You can perma. It might get devoured, but if you ice bolt, you for sure have to discard. Where if you perma, you might not. I like that hailstorm as well. It's not going to get much more value than clearing out 2 cards.
Perma's going to take out that Ikaria, attack in for another 7. Roshi down to 14. Of course, that would be 2 hits. From... 2 hits from Rost if they don't have a way to answer it.
Or gain life, which Mirror's Mandrake does, but it's not a lot of life.
All right, here comes that Furnace Mage, and that's going to blow up, actually using that to blow up the Permafrost. Open up that Ikaria again. PleasingSky does have an Ice Bolt, but they'd have to, what, lose their Wisdom and their Trove? I guess you could Wisdom first and then Ice Bolt.
I think you just Hailstorm, and I don't know. It feels so bad to Ice Bolt the Ikaria, but you like the Rost in play. Yeah.
You don't want to wait 3 turns to start attacking again. So there we go. We're going to Hailstorm the other 2 units. We're going to Ice Bolt the Ikaria. That's going to open the door, and that's going to put Roshi down to 7. Yeah, you lose some card draw, but you also got a bunch of gas in hand. So
you 4-for-1 yourself, but you set up a 1-turn lethal. And if the game's over, cards don't matter.
That's a good point. That's one way to do card advantage and end the game before your opponent can catch up. All right, Roshi going to play out a 2-2 here, and they're going to grab Azendel. Obviously can't play that this turn.
Do they? So this is lethal.
This is lethal. Yeah, here it just comes. Kenna's just going to take care of that Speed Grafter. Not sure what else Roshi could have done, but that's going to be it. I think, how many times did Ross just hit 5 straight times for the win? Is that what that was? They were close to it. I guess whatever that is divided by times 4. I guess it was, yeah. Well, whatever that math is, 28 straight damage, but I think it just hit straight times with Ross there. So pretty incredible there. But PleasingSky gonna take it. All right, I would not have, if you had asked me, I would not have predicted Sling being up a game in the finals of the Throne Tournament, but here we are. See if they are ready to get into this game too. Let's see this. Let's pull up this Sling deck here while the players are getting ready. That is what we're looking at. So that's a take. That's a deck. Let's see if we can get these players ready.
You accidentally clicked on the wrong one.
I clicked on the wrong one. Apologies, everyone. But that's okay because they are getting ready for their game anyway. So let's head back down to the action for game 2 of the finals.
My headphones just died. I don't think it should be a problem. There might be some minor echo or yeah.
That's all right. All right. So PleasingSky looking at a hand of 1 power. I assume they're going to toss that one back. And they do. Here we go. You got a Ross to transpose, a Torch, and a Siege Breaker. You can take that. Roshi looking at 3 power, Speed Grafter, Aramat's Designs, Ikaria, and Gamara here. You know, I'll say one card that hasn't impressed today. Not sure about Aramat's Design so far. Maybe it was just the meta call and what showed up, but every time we've seen Aramat's Designs in hand, it's been pretty blank.
I'm personally not a big fan of the card. It's so narrow, and it can backfire a lot. I like a kind of similar but more versatile card I like is Defile. I think people aren't playing as many Defiles as they should, because part of the idea is I can get multiple wumps or draws with Aramat's Designs, but Defile is fast. It can also answer 3 drops.
I think they put that, so PleasingSky threw that Huntress to the bottom. Not really what they're going to want in this matchup here. Looking at a Vine Grafter on top, and I believe Roshi kept that Vine Grafter on top. PleasingSky going to play out a depleted Silex and pass it back. Roshi going to play out that Vine Grafter they left on top last turn.
Yeah, PleasingSky just wants power here. They don't care if they draw power from the rest of the game
Yeah.
or from the next turn out. Rost is going to end it if he survives.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and torch just to pop the regen on the Vine Grafter. All right, here's Even-Handed Golem. Going to grab another Airmont's Designs and a Sigil. Helping Roshi hit power, but a little bit of a blank off that Even-Handed Golem. But you never know. You were going to draw those cards anyway, digging you a little bit deeper to the action. PleasingSky really needs some power here. Going to strategize and going to miss. All right, no power for PleasingSky this turn. They're going to need it here in a hurry. Now this second torch is going to take care of that Vine Grafter.
I don't know if I like that line. You have the Hailstorm. It's not that much damage.
Yeah.
You might want to keep open drawing another power and playing Hailstorm plus Torch chance or something.
All right, now the Katra's going up there, and the Katra is now a 7/5 and missing power again for PleasingSky. And this is just going to open the door for Roshi. Too much time here for Roshi to start developing their power, developing their board, and get stabilized. All right, and they're going to get aggressive here. They're going to put PleasingSky down to 13. And if PleasingSky doesn't draw a power here, game's just over.
Yeah, and you see them using Transpose now, because if they were to higher life total, it might be, I might
should have been more specific. And that's just it. They can't do anything, right? It's just game. Yeah. Remember, folks, when you ask the top of your deck for power, you have to be specific. You have to say, we need an insignia here. You can't just say power, because then you get a Seed of Fury and it's depleted, and now you're facing down 16 damage this turn. Gonna let Roshi attack for lethal in case there's anything to do, but nothing's gonna stop Roshi from making this attack. And Roshi's gonna even it up, and we're at 1 game apiece. So these players are tied 1-1 going into the final game of the final match of the tournament.
You always want to play to your out of your opponent experiencing a blizzard that shuts off their internet.
Or, Twitch just failing.
Yeah.
We should be looking at we got PleasingSky's Sling deck up there on the screen. That's what we're looking at. That is the deck that PleasingSky is going to try to win this next game with, to take down challenge number 1. The winner of this next game is going to qualify for the Spring Invitational. And it looks like our players are ready, so let's just head down for the finals, the championship of Spring Challenge number 1. Let's do it.
That's a great hand for PleasingSky. It has a sling and power. There's enough.
It's a little light, but that's what you need. You need power and sling.
There's enough big units in their deck that they're probably going to draw into one, and you can't redraw this because you want the trifecta.
All right, Roshi's going to keep a hand with 4 power, Last Chance, Even-Handed Golem, and Desert Alchemist. Not a bad hand for Roshi either. They're going to toss a Sigil to the bottom. PleasingSky just saying this. Let me get to 3 and let me draw some beef. All right, Roshi going to start with that Golem. Let's see. Golem's going to draw a Karia and a Seed of Mystery.
Ooh. There's the beef.
There is the beef. That's what you needed. All right, PleasingSky if I'm in PleasingSky's position, I'm just taking a deep breath and saying, okay, how do I win this game? How do I lose this game? Let's go. 60 players, down to 2. Vine Grafter on the top for Roshi. Gonna throw that one to the bottom.
If we had a couple more players and you showed me the 2 lists and asked which one's an ECQ top 8 and which one's the entries to this tournament, like, we have a ton of great players. Just if you just want to check it out for fun, I think it's linked on Twitch, just all the deck lists, but just look at all the names there, and then look at success in the past. It's a great field to be watching.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Great. We're very lucky to have such a great field today. Not only 60 players, a huge turnout for a tournament like this, but also just really quality names too. Both who've put up results in the past. You got some up and comers. You had some people who made the Invitational, the Winter Invitational. Just lots of great players here. And great. I'm just so excited just to see Eternal. So much energy around Eternal. I was talking to SRFS about this earlier when we were getting ready for this tournament, and just how much energy from the devs, from the organized play announcement, from this series, just people on Twitter, people on Reddit. The streams are popping up. More people are watching the streams. Just ton of energy going on right now, and I for one am really excited about it, and showing the viewership we've gotten today. I'm sure you all are too. And here comes the Ross versus the Sling, and this is what Roshi did not want to see. Turn 3 Sling, turn 4 Kenna, turn 5 Rost. This is going to be really hard for Roshi to deal with. You know, and some people might complain that, you know, Sling is a one-hit wonder or a glass cannon, but I tell you what, working through your field of 5 Swiss rounds and 3 rounds of playoffs against top caliber competition, you know, you got to do a little bit more than a one-trick pony, and Pleasing Sky has shown that today. Just attacking in with their 2-1.
I like that because part of how Roshi wins this is somehow sneaking by damage.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasing Sky is going to win the long game. There's nothing you can do about the Ross. So Roshi has to be the beatdown as much as he might not like to be playing that role in a lot of matchups.
Strategize, dropping in an Air here, 7/7 blocker. Strategize the draw here for Pleasing Sky. Now, you can attack, trade with the 7/7. Your Ross comes back, but it does give Roshi 3 turns.
So, okay, so Replication Cell is a bit far away. Well, I guess you can sell and kill the Ayer.
Yep.
Oh, no, you can't. Because Sling only deals 6 damage regardless of the strength.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah, it's not the strength of unit. It's if you play a 6 or more, it deals 6 damage. Interesting. Okay, it's not deals damage. So there you go. 6 damage to a unit. So you can't kill the 7/7 with that. Good call. Good catch, Boxer.
It's funny, that it took me a minute now because earlier in the day, I remember I corrected somebody else somewhere on that. And they were like, Ross deals 14 whenever it slings. And I was like, no, it's 12 if you play it and then it dies.
All right, gonna go and grab Turn to Seed from Transpose. All right, and they're gonna Turn to Seed the 7/7. That does work. Now attacking in. We're attacking in for 11 here. Double. I like the double block to save a little bit of health here. It's gonna put Roshi to 10, and unfortunately, that's this is presenting lethal this turn. Now, of course, Roshi has an Ikaria, has options to play. Roshi thinking through the options here. So if you Ikaria here,
that Alchemist is, funny enough, kind of making it harder for Roshi to claw back into this game. It presents something that the Rost can die and deal 6 to, which will deal 5 damage to Roshi.
Yeah, you're right, because of the overwhelm. It's a little awkward. You're gonna get back the Katra. Play out Vinegrafter and Marius Mandrake. Now, Vinegrafter with the regen does soak up all of the overwhelm damage, but Pleasing Sky has ways to pop that. And yeah, plenty of ways to pop that. All right, Pale Rider's Timepiece, the market grab for Roshi.
I guess that's an answer to Rost. It gains life. You can try and race it in the air and say, do you have an answer to this?
It's true. I think Roshi thinking through how do you How do we win this? What are the options that I have to win this game? Even far behind. Ooh, there's another Rost
Ooh,
off the top. A warped Rost here. Isn't this guy just gonna go there? Gonna hit for 4. Gonna knock Roshi down to 6. Is this warped Rost gonna be able to hit the Desert Alchemist? That'll deal 5, and then
and
snowballs for the win.
snowball lethal in the finals.
Snowball lethal for the finals. Oh wow! Congratulations, Pleasing Sky 4 on.